Still very curious, but I'm less puzzled because, yeah, I can see I have been just grinding.
Like the image that came to mind, you know those snow globes? Is someone with a snow globe. And they go, you know, I was on this course the other day, and I was talking to this guy, and my snow globe had been shooken up for ages. And then when I looked at it, it was all clear. But ever since then, it's all cloudy again. And I don't understand why. I mean, I was pretty sure that it was going to stay clear for good. But the more I keep trying to figure out why it's all shook up, the more shook up it seems to be. Like, what do you make of that?
Because the curious thing, and this is intellectualizing it, but I'll put it out there. A lot of the old maps and ways of thinking that I had about work, I have kind of thrown away, and I realised that I don't feel as though I'm trying to cling on to something, but the kind of fresh thinking and the insight doesn't seem to have come down the pipe. And
well, you mentioned that before.
Yeah, and
it's sort of like, yeah, where's that clarity? So what if, you know that story about, like, can I tell us, and Elaine Hill, oh, she's not in the room. Yeah, I can go for it. So I was with Elaine and Tony and some other folks a couple of months ago. And Elaine was talking about getting out there and working with groups and getting out into the community. And I said, well, how come you're not doing that yet? I mean, she was asking me it, but she was bemoaning the fact that it just wasn't happening for her. And I said, well, you know, how come it's not happening yet? What stops you? She's like, well, I don't know how to do it. And I said, well, yeah, you know, but if if we just put that to one side, you know, what's the next? No, but I don't know how to do it. So she must have told me 20 times. And finally, I'm like, yeah, you told me that. Now, can we get beyond that for a minute? Well, so I listened to her and I asked her some questions, and then something came to mind. I said, this thing of getting out there into the community and finding speaking, how much time are you spending on it? She went, hardly any time. She said, I'm spending a lot of time thinking about how I don't know how to do it, but not much time doing it. And so I wanted to check with you. If you were going to put a ratio on how much time you've been spending spinning your wheels about this and grinding away at it and telling yourself and anyone else who will listen that that wisdom's not coming down the pipe yet, that insight's not coming down the pipe yet. See, what do you think happens if someone does an affirmation going, I have no access to my wisdom, I have no access to my clarity, I have no access to... What do you think happens for them?
That doesn't sound like a particularly good idea. No.
Well, there's a way in which grinding away at it is another way of telling yourself, pretending to yourself that you don't have it. Like your wisdom, your insight, your clarity, it's already there.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of holding on to something which is familiar, and it's a really familiar story to tell. I haven't got a clue about this, and bizarrely, although on one level I kind of hate that, there's some comfort. It's almost going back to that kind of comfort blanket thing.
Yeah.
And I can always play that story out, and I'll just bump along doing what I've always done, and
yeah.
But to answer your earlier question...
Well, don't answer my earlier question yet. Okay. I'm just kind of savoring that. Like, what do you, like, so as I sit here with you right now, I'm like, wow, he really gets it. He's just seeing that. That's something that lots of people never see. And I'm kind of like, that might be a good point for him to pause and have a ponder about that. Just kind of like, oh, what do you, like, it seems to me that what you said to me is, hey, there's a way in which it's a familiar old story that I just trot out. And that it's comfortable, kind of like a comfort blanket. And I get that, I've got those. But what do you make of the fact that, yeah, right now, that's something that you have been doing until now? What do you make of that?
Well, that's a really helpful thing to realise, and yeah, that gives me a different place to start from, knowing that.
Now let me ask you, in relation to all of that, what do you think that you need to see to help you move forward in the way that you want to go?
What do I need to see?
Or know or feel or experience here that will let you know?
I'm not sure about that.
I like that. So you're not sure, you don't know.
No.
Isn't that nice?
It's different to the whole one, anyway.
Well, here's what I want for you right now. I want you to just not know. Just not be sure. Yeah, because I don't know about you, but for me, the unknown, which is what this workshop's all about, how to navigate in times of uncertainty, how to navigate in times of don't know, in times of not sure. And so I think the first step to increasing your ability to navigate in times of uncertainty and not sure is to become a little acquainted with them, to become a little more comfortable with them. So I love the fact that you're not sure right now. Me neither.